Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today, we're going to be looking at the shield, which is well known for its ability to help out the energy shield sorceress, and that is the Gerke's Sanctuary Pavise. The Gerke's Sanctuary Pavise is unique, definitely, but it offers something that a lot of other shields don't. And as we go over it, I think you'll understand. So right off the bat, you'll notice that it is 268 defense. It has a chance to block of 75%, which is actually a lot higher than 75%. It's 84% for paladins, which is kind of ridiculous. 79% for Amazon, Assassin, and Barbarian, and it is 74% for Druid, Necromancer, and Sorceress. And this is important because Sorceress is one of the main people that use this shield. And you might be asking yourself, well, how does above 75% chance work? It isn't that particularly the cap? Well, the answer to the question is yes, that is the cap, and no, that is not the cap. So basically, at 75% chance, that is when your character can no longer increase their blocking percentage any higher. However, the block chance on the shield does not specifically have anything to do with your percent block chance in direct correlation. So if your block chance on your shield is 79% or whatever it is, you'll notice that the block chance on your character panel reads something different. So right now I have a 50% chance to block on my shield, but my panel says 43%. If I put this Gerke's on, you'll notice that my block chance is 75%, but I'm at 72%. The reason is because the higher the block chance goes, the higher your actual block chance can be in regards to what you actually get as a number. So having 84% block chance on the shield is actually good because it increases your percentage here on the character panel. Which means that when you have, like, for instance, if I were to tap on my Holy Shield, which gives me an extra 37% chance to block, you'll notice that I am way over the block chance now, and I'm capped at 75%. And I would be capped even with this shield, which is at 50%, I'm still capped. So having more block chance on my shield than the cap allows means that I will be more able to easily hit the actual 75% chance to block on my character panel. So a good thing. A good thing. Definitely a good thing. Gerke's Sanctuary Pavise also has a decent smite damage of 10 to 17. It can be upgraded later on. Of course, I have Holy Shield on right now, and Holy Shield is, of course, adding more smite damage to that. It also has a strength requirement of 133, which is not bad considering that most characters tend to get around 156 strength for their Monarch Shield. And we also have a level requirement of 44, which is relatively low. 30% increased chance of blocking. This is the reason why this shield has such good blocking. It also has a very nice enhanced defense of 240%, which does vary by quite a bit, from 180 to 240%. And it has a very nice Replenish Life of plus 15, which is static. Unfortunately, not all the things on this shield are static. The all resistances, which is plus 30, does vary by 20 to 30. The damage reduced by 16 does in fact vary from 11 to 16. The magic damage reduced by of 18 does in fact vary from 14 to 18. So yes, this particular shield does in fact have a lot of variables. It has a variable on the defense, it has a variable on the resistances, it has a variable on the damage reduced by, and it has a variable on the magic damage reduced by. And the MDR and the DR are two of the most important things on this shield, where the all resistances is a close second. What you're looking for an energy shield sorceress is the 16 DR and the 18 MDR. That is the two crucial numbers there. And you might be asking yourself, well, how does this work? Well, I do have a video on energy shield if you'd like to check that out, but I'll give you a brief explanation. So basically, if you get your energy shield up to the highest possible level, it will convert 95% of all incoming damage to your mana. 5% will still come through and hit your HP bar. Because of the way that Energy Shield works and how it calculates before everything else, and because of the way that DR and MDR work, they actually come into play to counter the 5% that goes to your HP bar, creating what is known as the Immortal Sorceress. You need enough damage reduced by and enough magic damage reduced by to negate the remaining 5% that Energy Shield does not cover. And if you could manage to get enough through the use of items like Gladiator's Bane, Gerke Sanctuary Pavise, and others, you can make the Immortal Sorceress work. Now, it also comes in the Ethereal variety, which is the 401 defense, and it also has a lower strength requirement of 123 instead of 133. Now, this particular shield can be upgraded, and I don't think most characters actually do upgrade it because the upgraded shield actually has quite a large requirement, just strength-wise. It's a very large requirement. We're going to take a look at it anyway, though, just to give you an idea of what kind of strength requirement it does require if you wanted to try and upgrade this shield. But let's go over it together, shall we? To do this upgrade, because it is an exceptional level item, you're going to need a Lem, a Co, and a Perfect Diamond. A little bit of a costly upgrade, especially if you're early on in like a ladder function. So we're going to go from 268 defense, 75% chance, or 84% chance to block. Smite damage of 10 to 17, 133 strength, and level 44. To 544 defense, 219 strength requirement. As you can see, prohibitively high strength requirement. Level 66, and the block chance, I'm going to have to run this real quick because I can never remember what the, so it's 54% on the Paladin, and then the Aegis, which is what we went up to, is also 54%. Okay. So the Gerke Sanctuary Pavise stays the same at 84% block chance. That does not increase. Not a really big reason to upgrade it. Since the block chance stays the same and the only thing that really goes up is the smite damage and the defense, the 219 strength requirement is just kind of a massive letdown. The ethereal version can also be upgraded, of course. 401 defense, 75% chance to block, 10 to 17 smite, 123 strength requirement, and level 44. To the 758 defense, 75 or 84% chance to block, 18 to 28 smite damage, 209 strength requirement, and 60, level 66. As you can see, just not really a good upgrade for especially the character specifically who's trying to utilize this shield, which is the Immortal Sorceress. Definitely not something that you want to do is force your Immortal Sorceress to have to put in 219 points into her strength. So kind of just a bad one there. If you do find a Gerke Sanctuary Pavise, keep an eye out for a 30 all-res, 16 DR, 18 MDR Gerke Sanctuary Pavise. The defense doesn't make too much of a difference here. What you're really looking for is those three numbers. You want all-res 30, you want DR 16, and you want MDR 18, and you have found yourself a godlike Immortal Sorc item. Combine this with a Gladiator's Bane in good condition or an Arcane's Valor in good condition, and you've already got a very nice combination toward your Immortal Sorceress. If you've never heard of Immortal Sorceress before, you might want to look it up. It basically revolves around using Energy Shield to make your character essentially immortal, and now that they have fixed mana burn, it is certainly a much more interesting spec than it has been in the past. Let's take a look and see where you could potentially find a Gerke Sanctuary Pavise. If you wanted to find one, we're going to go over to a website that I like to use a lot called Silo's Pen. If you were specifically looking for this shield, I feel like you would be a high-level character. because you're probably building a immortal sorceress on purpose, right? So let's see what Silo's Pen has to offer us here. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at bosses. We're going to pretend we're a high-level character with 400% Magic Find because we're specifically target farming this item. And we are going to ignore quest flags unless it's Andariel. And it does look like Bale and Nightmare is our best chance to find the item, but of course he's going to be a pain in the butt to farm. So runner-up is Diablo, who is a lot easier to farm. So Nightmare Diablo has a really good chance of dropping us a Gerke's Sanctuary Pavise. Very, very nice. Andariel in Hell, not a bad chance either at 1 in 1,425. And, I mean, honestly, I don't really feel like the other's even worth mentioning, considering that Diablo and Nightmare is probably the easiest and best option if you're trying to target farm this item. Super uniques. Cow King in Hell has a pretty good chance at 1 in 3,430. Not bad. Not a lot of really good options here for Hell. I mean, it bumps up really quickly to some really poor odds. I mean, Pindle in Nightmare is a quick and easy farm. Can definitely be an option. Eldritch also is on that list. Thresh Sockets, Shank. Also, I'm noticing here Bishibosh, Rockanishu, Treehead Woodfish, and Bone Ash are on the list, which are also pretty good for farming Harlequin Crest Shakos and other types of unique items in Hell difficulty. If you wanted to run this little quartet here, this is actually a nice little quartet for Hell difficulty where you can farm those 4 monsters over and over again. We usually have pretty good drops. I mean, I do think that Nightmare Diablo is probably your best bet if you're going to target farm this item. Obviously, if you had the Gerke's Sanctuary Aegis, you would have to put a Zod rune in it if it was ethereal, if you actually wanted to use it. So keep that in mind that you're going to burn the socket. As for the non-ethereal version, I believe the Immortal Sorceresses usually put a soul rune in it, believe it or not. The point of this is to add on to the DR. So the DR is 16 and the MDR is 18, and you put another soul rune or a soul rune in there to add another amount of DR, which brings it up to DR 23, MDR 18. Which, believe it or not, with an Immortal Sorceress does a whole lot. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when we're talking about the Gerke's Sanctuary Pavise. And as always, keep watching.